I have a confession to make. My health took, the backseat for most of the last 2 years. And I've realized I'm like, if I'm not at the best of my health and if I don't take care of myself, it's going to be hard for me to take care of other people and help other people and coach and inspire and be my best self. And I feel like this is a realization that we all come to. And I was like, I need to do something. I need to take action. I need to find something that is easy and that is going to work for me and help me get better and have more energy and lose the weight, because it's so easy when we work from home to sit around all day and not move your body as much. So I knew it was time to do something. And late last year, I met this person online, and her energy was so magnetic. And I loved her communities, her postings. Like, I was following her, and I was just mind blown by how she led herself and how important it was for her to share her mission to make this world a healthier place. And I've been following her for at least 5 to 6 months until I said, enough is enough. I gotta do what she's doing. So her name is Allison, and she is incredible. So we started talking. We went to yoga together because, yes, she's a local friend. She's from Montreal as well. And she gave me a sample so I could really taste what her products tasted like. And I was sold. I'm like, okay, sign me up, right? And I've been doing this cleansing, this gut cleanse for close to 20 days now. And I've already lost 5 pounds almost, and I have so much more energy. And honestly, it's day and night in such a short period amount of time, and my mind is just blown. So I knew I had to bring her on the podcast so she could share with you her amazing work, why she started doing what she's doing, and her story, which is incredible. And the reason why I believe you should listen to this episode is because she is a true testament of what happens when you say yes to yourself, when you bet on yourself, when you go all in, and when you truly walk the talk, right? And she shares her journey of how she came off her medication and how she's like growing this community. And yeah, she's just so amazing. And I know you're gonna love, 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 love this episode. So without further ado, let's hit it. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I am here today with the one and only Allison. Hey, girl.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Of course, I'm so excited that you're here. I mean, I've been following your journey for like a few months now, and your energy is just so magnetic, and what you do is so important. So, I cannot wait for you to share with us, what you do. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So let us know who you are, what you do, and what got you into what it is that you do.
Okay, so I don't have any official titles, I'm actually, very much at this point in my journey. So it's been a really self-taught
Mm-hmm.
experience. So I actually studied fashion design, and that was the path I was on for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and the industry is I don't know how to say it, it's not very kind. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt, being a very highly sensitive person, it kind of chewed me up and spit me out.
Yeah.
Like so many, industries. I think,
Mm-hmm.
I went into fashion design to really help people. I love dressing people. I love helping
Mm-hmm.
people feel good. But of course, like the industry, when you're in any kind of corporate environment, it kind of takes away that that why of what I started it for. So I struggled with mental health, and
Mm-hmm.
so part what I do now is based on my own healing. So
Mm-hmm.
I struggled my whole life with mental health and was put on medications, and discovered a gut repair that changed my mental health
Mm-hmm.
and gave me a purpose to empower others to take their health back, because so many people just don't know the the options and how much we can really heal ourselves. And so I live my
Mm-hmm.
life to just inspire, share my story, and empower others to take that control in their life.
Yes. This is so good. So I know like there's a lot of resistance when it comes to taking control and making a change for ourselves. It doesn't always come easy.
Mhm.
So what would you say to someone who knows like they have this feeling in their gut that they want to make a change, they want to heal themselves, but they're scared to go for it? What would you tell them?
Yeah. Well, I found a way that makes it kind of almost like a cheat code, makes it easier, because it could be
Mhm.
daunting and there's so much information out there.
Mhm.
What's the right diet and the right lifestyle and all these different things, that it could get really overwhelming. And what happened to me was, I would go into something like juicing or fasting. I would get into it, but it wouldn't, sustain, and I would get,
Mhm.
just, I would fall off, and then I would end up back in my bad habits and up and down all the time. So what I found is that it doesn't have to be so complicated. I found
Mhm.
a program that meets people where they're at, and it's
Mhm.
really effective. So people see the results pretty early on. That encourages us to keep going, because it's all about baby steps. I think a lot of
Mm.
people look at the big picture, and they look at this hot, they have so much weight to lose ahead, or they have so much healing to do. And it's like, it almost just turns us off from trying. Where I
Mm.
would say to someone who is looking at that, that journey ahead of them, to say, start with one habit in the right direction. It could be just replacing your morning coffee with a green juice.
Mm.
Something really simple that it's just about creating healthy habits, and one leads to the next, because when we start to feel better, we start to make better choices. So I always say, start with one thing that you can do and that you can stick to consistently.
Yes, it's all in your daily habits and it all adds up and then it makes a huge difference in the end. It's like a compounding effect.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. And I also know you were like on a lot of prescription medication when like years ago before you did all of this. Like,
Mhm.
can you tell us more about that time and then how it all transformed afterwards?
Yes. Yeah, it was really, I went through some really scary times.
Mm-hmm.
After having my second daughter, I was diagnosed. I was given some different labels. It was postpartum psychosis,
Mm.
and bipolar by some doctors. And I was, really actually
Mm-hmm.
scared of my abilities to be a good mother, because of my how much I was struggling with my mental health. Before having kids, of course, it was all self-sabotage, and I would do things to myself, but no one else was really
Mm.
getting hurt in a way,
Mm.
but having bringing children into the world, I wasn't ready necessarily to get pregnant. When I got pregnant, it wasn't like I had planned
Mm.
it. Luckily, I mean, boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, we were so, it's the best decision we made. We were
Mm-hmm.
so happy it happened because it really woke me up. But at that time, I was still self-medicating with drugs. I was
Mm.
also on so many prescription medications over the years, and no one was ever, there's no doctors who are monitoring basically like how, what I was like, the recreational drugs I was taking
Mm-hmm.
with these medications, and what I was, even the different medications I was on. No one was. I felt like there was no communication, and I kept
Mm.
getting, different. I kept going to different doctors because I wanted to find solutions, but every doctor I went to would just basically give me a different label
Mm.
and a different medication, that kind of a route. And I was in therapy my whole, basically since I was 11 years old, I was in, regular therapy. I was
Mm.
diagnosed from such a young age with learning disabilities, which I really believe started this kind of downward spiral of what
Mm-hmm.
happened with my mental health. And there was just no, I it felt really unregulated.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking too much for my body weight. And I was taking, basically it's like Ritalin is like speed. So I was taking that daily. Then I would take something to help me calm down at night because of my anxiety. So that would, like
Mm.
Ativan. And then I was also taking a sleeping pill because of my insomnia that these drugs created.
Mm.
And then, just spiraling into bad relationships because of my low self esteem, being with people, the kind of friends who weren't
Mm-hmm.
really there to lift me up. And I found myself, many times in my life just spiraling out of control downhill and feeling the only dependency I knew to go to was more medications and therapy. So it wasn't getting me out of this
Mm.
situation. So that I really felt my whole 20s was almost a blur because of all the medications I was on. And when I got pregnant, I really knew I want to
Mm-hmm.
get off of these medications. But of course, having my mental health relapse, it was scary. It was really scary. I didn't know, I basically committed myself to a lifetime. When I had that relapse after my second daughter, I really committed myself. I said, I'm going to be on these medications my whole life because I can't afford to
Mm.
have these downward spirals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I was at before I got into this gut repair. And yeah, I never even thought I would get off my medications when I started this gut repair. It wasn't even about that at
Wow.
all. I just thought, well, if this could just help me feel a little better. But
Mm-hmm.
truly, we have so much, we're able to even heal from lifetimes of being on medication because it creates a lot of mental health damage. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lifetime healing journey now. To, I have tools that I now have to replace, healthy habits to replace those crutches that I had on medications.
Mm, yes. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that journey with us. Like, I know this is going to inspire a lot of women and people out there listening to this. I'm sure they can like identify with your story.
Mhm.
And so today you're off medication. Like how are
Yes.
you feeling today?
Amazing. Like
Yeah.
here we are in like the middle of winter, which normally I would be so struggling, because
Yeah.
yeah, this is like the darkest days, the coldest days, but I feel good and I'm
Mhm.
optimistic. And even if I have something happen that kind of, we all get like, okay, something
Mhm.
will trigger us, but I'm able now to just bounce back so much faster and
Mhm.
feel, just so much more in control.
Yes. So, so good. Like, go follow Allison. To be honest, like, I was just mind blown. Like, your story is so, like, wow, amazing and inspiring. And so, where did it come for you? Like, I know you said you're highly sensitive, and I know you built this amazing community online. So,
Hmm.
like, what pushed you towards that direction?
Yeah. Survival.
Yeah.
Really like the, life or death
Yeah.
situation. um, but yeah, I needed, especially being surrounded in the fashion industry, and like I said,
Mm.
with kind of like frenemies, kind of people who are really there for me. I really, and just, having, honestly, a lot of toxicity in my family, even. It's just,
Mhm.
I needed to be around, I needed to create, community of people who were supportive and kind. And I got really clear on the people that I wanted to have around me. I wanted to
Mm.
have, people like you, people who are
Mhm.
like, into um, lifting others up, and,
Yeah.
making positive changes, and just people who are into positive growth and development. And so I got really clear on the kind of people I needed to have around me. And because
Mhm.
I wasn't seeing them, in my real life, I went online and
Yeah.
I started to communicate my story. And it was
Mhm.
definitely out of my comfort zone. I never had done, videos or anything like that. But because I needed this,
Mhm.
I had to start putting myself out there, because we don't we just don't know who is watching us that,
Yeah.
could save our life, because how much we know kindness can save a life. And just, having the right people, we know that makes such a big difference in our life. So I'm so grateful I went out of my comfort zone to
Mhm.
start sharing my story, because I also knew that, like you were saying, like, people need to hear, I knew people
Mhm.
needed to hear my story. I know everyone has a story they need to share, because there's people that we have, each of us has a unique story and a journey that
Mhm.
only we can speak to. There's certain people that will only relate with us, and they need to hear hope, they need to hear success,
Yes.
they need to see themselves in us, to be able to know they can too. So that
Mhm.
became really my mission. Even while I was working in fashion, I started just kind of getting into social media,
Mhm.
sharing my story. And, over time of consistently sharing, I've developed a huge, incredible, like, I'm just so blessed. I'm so grateful every single day around the world, people who have just aligned and, raised their hand up and said, "Hey, I relate with your
Yeah.
story. I'd love to connect." And that's really taken me where I am today, is this incredible community.
Yes, I love it so much. It's so important to surround yourself with people who are, on the same frequency, on the same mission.
Yes.
Like it makes all the difference. And yeah, like it's so important to find your tribe, like find the people you resonate with
Mhm.
and grow together.
Yes. Oh,
I love that. Awesome. So I ask this to everyone who comes on the show, and I'm curious to know your answer. So, for you, what does it mean to be a powerful leader?
I love that question. So for me, it means being the leader that I needed to see in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I needed to see someone like me. I needed to see that, someone with struggled with learning disabilities, struggled with mental health, went just I needed to see kind people who are here to make a positive change, really, be successful,
Mm-hmm.
and be a leader, because I never saw myself as a leader, and I need to show people that they can, who are like me, who that they can too. So that's really what it means to me to be a leader.
So you said you never saw yourself as a leader. So when was the moment that it clicked that you're like, oh, maybe I am?
Yeah. Again, out of necessity, it's
Mm-hmm.
I started to when I started to heal my gut,
Mm.
I, needed to communicate this, that there's this option for people.
Yeah.
And I needed to find my voice, and create also a safe place to invite people into, so that, they can have this experience that I had. And there was just no other option. But,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we look around us and we think someone else is going to do it, right? We're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, like the oceans are getting polluted, but someone's going to step up, or, oh, the, rainforests are burning, but someone's going to do something about it. But we kind of, as we grow up and we look around us, there's things that we realize, like, wait, no one is stepping up to do this. And
Mm.
maybe it's me, so that was kind of the realization I had, where I was looking for myself. And sometimes we realize we're the ones we've been praying for. So
Oh, so powerful. I love that. Amazing. So, do you have, any last piece of wisdom that you truly want to share with our audience today?
mm, well, it would be that we can heal ourselves beyond what we ever thought possible,
Mm-hmm.
and that we can be the leaders that we needed to see. I really want to empower everyone to know they have the power to step into the leader that they needed. And doesn't matter what your experience is, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter where you're at in life. At any point, we can step in and just step into a higher version of ourself that we've
Mm-hmm.
been we've been probably looking for in everyone else, but we can really step in. We can be who we're looking for.
Yes, it's never too late to say yes to yourself and make a change. And I've been doing the gut repair now. I think I'm on day 14 or
Yay.
15, and like it's been just amazing. Like I have so much less inflammation, more energy, and yeah, I feel good. Like I cannot wait to like see where I'm at day 30.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait I'm following closely, and I'm so loving the
Yeah.
updates, and just share it with the world, because
Yes.
that is something, especially now, everyone
Mhm.
needs to know. We can heal our gut, and it's not hard, and I think that what stops so many
Yeah.
people is just like thinking it's so complicated, but it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think that's the most mind-blowing thing because like the diet culture and all of that, like it really trained us that it needs to be hard and you need to put a lot of effort, but like it gets to be fun instead. Like let's reframe the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. Let's make it about, because so much diet culture is around actually
Yeah.
self-hatred.
Yeah.
Let's make it about self-love, and watch how our motivation changes. Watch how,
Yes.
the way we approach our lifestyle changes. It's all about self. We have to make it about self-love.
Yes. Amen, sister.
Mm.
So, where can people go to connect with you, follow you, learn more about the gut repair or your communities?
Yeah, well, so I'm on Instagram. I share a lot on Instagram and Facebook,
Mhm.
primarily. So Instagram is Allison Jade Light. It's ALLISONJADELIGHT. And my Facebook is Allison Jade. I share a lot on those. I am going to be starting a podcast soon, and I'd love to have you
Yay!
on as a guest. So
For
I'll be
sure.
keeping, yeah, I'll be keeping you posted for that, for sure. And for now, we have, yeah, our support groups are on Facebook. So if anyone is curious,
Mhm.
to learn more about the gut repair, feel free. They can message you, because you
Hmm.
can connect us,
Yeah.
and that would be great. Or they can find me, and I share. We have just so much support, and daily recipes, and all kinds of good motivation for people who are interested in making
Mhm.
an improvement in their life, to level up in any way.
Yes, go do it. Go follow Allison. She's amazing. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited. Like,
Thank
so
you.
happy.
Oh, I'm excited to interview you on your transformation. So please
Yes.
keep everyone posted on your journey. Really
Yeah.
inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.